girl is trapped in an infinite loop where she has to wash clothes and laundry every day for 25 years. Because the family is all controlled by the loop, they live a repetitive day. Even the 3 meals a day are exactly the same. She knew what was on TV by heart. Her brother is stuck on the second level of every game he plays, and her father spent his days fixing cars that could never be fixed. When the girl woke up and opened the curtains, the whole house was surrounded by fog. She knows that the cycle of the day has begun again. She tries to leave the house, but every time she goes out, she comes back in again. That day she was doing the laundry when the lid closed automatically. Before she knew it, a figure appeared to flash by. She was so frightened that she had to leave. Then the phone suddenly rang. This scared Lisa even more, because the phone never rang before. She bravely picked up the phone. Strangely, there was only the sound of the electricity dripping from the phone. She had to go to her room and play the flute to relieve her boredom. While she was playing the flute, she heard a strange sound. She followed the sound and realized it was coming from the ear ducts. At that moment, her mother's shout startled her. She had to turn around and leave. As she slept at night, she heard footsteps. She got up and saw a dark figure standing in the doorway. The doorknob began to twist. She was so scared that she got under the covers and didn't dare to breathe. At that moment, a pair of hands stretched out towards her, and she was so frightened that she screamed. She lifted the covers and saw that there was nothing in the room. Lisa boldly went out to check, but there was still no black shadow. Realizing that something was wrong, she suspected that there was a ghost in the room. So she took out her Ouija board and tried to establish contact with the ghost. And the Ouija board actually moved. Then the lights in the house started to flicker. The TV screen suddenly exploded and a ghostly figure appeared. She was so scared, she ran downstairs. The girl washed clothes every day. She's been doing it for 25 years. That's because the family was stuck in an infinite loop. Every day was a repetition of life. The girl woke up every day to her brother's walkie-talkie. The brother only plays games. The father always had a car to fix. The mother, on the other hand, watched TV and forced Lisa to do the laundry. That very day, a man's arrival shattered the peace. At first, the doorbell rang, but there was no outsider in the usual script. When her mother opened the door, Lisa was shocked. Lisa inquired and found out that the man came to fix the phone. As soon as he spoke, he walked right in and sat her down on Lisa's bed. Before Lisa could say anything, the repairman told her to mind her own business. He also threatened her to pretend she didn't see whatever she saw. If she continued to investigate, the family would be punished accordingly. Lisa was very scared after hearing this. In order to find out what happened, she got on her bike and kept chasing the mechanic. But no matter how she rides, she ends up back at her house. Even though she turns around and starts again, the end is the same. She returns home with all the confusion, only to find a man lying on her bed for no reason. She goes up to see if it's a little girl. The next moment, the girl suddenly wakes up and grabs Lisa's hand, asking her to save herself. The truth is under the floorboards of the house. A white light flashed and everything in the room disappeared. What is the secret under the floor? She opened it and found a thick photo album. She was shocked to find that all the girls in the album were those who had been killed and disappeared on the news. To this day, the murder of young girls continues unabated. The murderer is still at large. In order to help the murdered girls, she made a big decision. She started investigating, despite the threats made against her by the repairman. But as time went by, all her family members turned into dry corpses. The next thing she knew, they were ashes and disappeared into thin air. She knew this was the fixer's punishment. She prayed for forgiveness. She would not pursue the truth. In an instant, the family reappeared in front of her in perfect condition. The girl woke up to find a strange face in the mirror. She looked around, but there was nothing. She tries to touch the air and is shocked by the feeling in her hand. While she was still in shock, the girl suddenly grabbed her hand with a flash of blinding white light. Lisa was amazed to see that she looked just like the girl in the mirror, and everything around her became very strange. This is the experience of the girl in the mirror. Through the message on the tablet, she learned that this was the home of the murderer. All the murdered girls are buried in the basement. If she wanted to free the souls of the killed, she had to bring out the relics of the deceased. Then Lisa changed back to herself again. Knowing the truth, Lisa immediately went to the basement and prepared to bring out the relics of all the murdered girls. At that moment, the murderer suddenly appeared and knocked her out. When she woke up again, she was tied up. She pretended to be unconscious while the killer was getting into the car. Then she strangled him from behind and ran out of the car. The murderer soon caught up with Lisa. At that moment, all the undead were released, and their first priority was revenge. They threw the murderer into the boiler. As the flames rose, the murderer was completely destroyed, and the undead were relieved. When Lisa woke up, she found a birthday cake on the dining room table and her family waiting for her. She couldn't believe what she saw. The murderer is dead, and the family's infinite loop has been lifted, welcoming them to a future of hope. This is the end of the movie. Thank you for watching.